That's why
We
Leon
took all our
was
abilities
shooting
away
at
from
the
us
This would
and
be
put
a
us in
very,
the
very
location.
campaign stream. That's for
so
sure.
we head north, but as we head north, we need to look for shelter so that we can rest. So
If
what
we
we're
are.
looking for is a hollowed out tree at the bottom, if possible. If
Like
not, we're
that
looking
one.
for low
Just having a
branches to make a sort of hidey hole cavey thing.
Ronan,
I'll
that
just
sounds
going on to
impressive.
the low branch.
Yeah. Ronan, you're impressed with that knowledge.
Yeah,
Daphne
yeah.
hit
Exactly
it
what
on the
Daphne
head.
said.
Boom.
Yeah.
But are we moving at this point? Because again, we have stood
Yes.
perfectly still and said
No,
the
we are
exact same
moving.
stuff we've been
Yeah.
saying.
Give us a point of order. How are we doing this? I am assuming you're having Ronan at the front.
Yeah, Ronan at the front. Exactly as
I
Sally
will
said, I'm keeping my eye out for hollowed out areas, places where the trees have grown unwieldy, anything we could squeeze into.
Yeah.
I need to go
I'm
in
gonna
front
go
for light, I
after-
think.
But after a
I'm gonna
certain
go
level, after we've been
after
walking for like maybe
Ronan.
20, 30,
Yes.
40 minutes.
So we're going to do some.
Actually-
Yeah.
I'm gonna be Nia Sally's character because I can't see shit, so I want to
Fine.
use her light.
That makes sense. So I'm assuming Sally's going to be just behind Ronan because Ronan is also human. Right.
Yeah.
So we'll
I
have
also,
Ronan.
I can cast the
Yes, you
Dark
can.
Vision, but I
not
can't.
yet. Not yet. And then
I
we
can, I
have.
can cast it, I can't. I don't have any.
Right. So the first three is Ronan, Daphne, Nyla. And right, who is it? Who is after Nyla?
I'm in the middle. I'm in
Yeah.
the middle.
I'll hold up the back since so many
Yeah.
fighters are at the front.
We'll say Sir Grande will be hanging around Daphne on the right hand side as well because direction sense
Compass.
and you need to point Ronan in the right direction. So we'll say Ronan and Sir Grande.
Where are you, Daz?
Same here with Melgrim, yeah.
Yeah.
And you
so
actually come in, you're not like hovering around digging your hole.
No, so it'll be Gaz and then it'll be Melgrim. Right, so Melgrim's at the back. Right, fine. That is good. Here's what we're going to do. So Ronan, I'll give you advantage actually because I don't want to keep Ronan rolling for Sejanus. Ronan, survival check for me, please, with advantage if you've not already got it already. What is your favourite terrain, by the way?
Forest.
Parnell Ocean.
Bang, good man.
I would imagine if he's hunting here, that's his area.
So we'll do that. From there, Daphne,
21.
Nyla, Ralph, you said you were going to look for places you can rest for the evening.
The whole time, yeah, it's just
Yes.
going to be after we've gone and said that I'm going to keep that. We can't stop here. We need to get further away, somewhere we can hide.
Yeah.
Um,
I built my character for this.
Yeah, Gaz, what are you doing? What are you doing on this travel?
What do you mean?
Are you helping out, looking for stuff, or are you lost in your own wee world at this point, crying?
blasting things with Eldritch Blast as he walks along for no reason. Come to us, motherfuckers!
We're moving, we're traveling.
Teenager
basically.
angst.
Yeah, just,
Fuck you,
I'll
I
just
hate
move
the
him.
word.
Yeah.
So what you doing, mate?
Just gonna be moving with
Cool.
Mel.
Okay. Melgrim, what you doing, mate?
I'm kind of like glancing around and like as and trying to judge the ones we've just met. Are these reliable people? Will there be any use in a fight? Just like in general sizing up of what's our chances if we get jumped.
Okay. If that's the case, if you want to, right, so you'll be going against Ronan and Nyla. So Ronan and Nyla, I need you to do something secretly for me. You either need to roll deception, or you need to roll, what's the other one? Either deception or let me look at a character sheet.
Sleight of hand.
You can either roll deception or you can also roll either or insight. Say either insight or deception, depending on if you want to if you've been telling the truth so far or if you're giving off any negative vibes. If you're giving off any negative vibes and want to hide them, deception. If you don't want to hide them and be truthful, it's insight. Roll it on a d20 and send me the roll you get before we let
No,
Melgrim
saying it to the
roll.
group.
Yes. However, also need you to roll. I need Daphne, Nyla, and Ralph to roll perception checks as you're looking for places as well. So, but it's more important that you get the thing rolled.
Fuck me, 5.
I'm gonna be message on this on Discord.
Thank you. Nice, I've seen that, mate. That's cool.
14.
Right. Could you also send me if you were doing deception or insight? Okay.
So what am I rolling then?
Yep. Roll insight check. Hard to tell. Hard to read, mate. They seem honest enough.
It's not like what trustworthy is one of the things, but it was also like I was trying to size them up. Like, are these guys going to fall apart if we get jumped? I'm assuming Ronan can handle himself. He's been doing here long enough. But I don't know.
That's pretty much what you can tell. From the brief descriptions and discussions you've had with them and the short time you spent with them, Ronan probably looks like the best person to be having in this situation. You're not too sure about Nyla, because as from the conversation, Nyla's only been down here at best 3 days. You know she's quite agile and fit and able to get out of tricky situations, has been seen. Other than that, you don't really know much more about her nature. But she seems honest enough. She did try and help Sir Janis when Sir Janis all of a sudden fell, shall we say.
It was just basically that's what he was doing. And now he's looking about, obviously checking the rear in case anyone's trying to sneak up behind us.
You were spending your time doing that, so we'll need to leave that. Right, so the perception checks was 11, 5 for Daphne, 11 for Ralph.
14 because I got a +3 with mine.
You got your +3 in that, so that's 14. And
did I need to roll
Nyla,
a perception?
Yeah, because you were looking for places to.
Son of a bitch.
Shit all night.
7.
7. Okay, so that's.
Well, that cave with teeth in it looks particularly safe.
Okay. We now have the makings of a chart. Awesome. Right. So, who wants to roll the first D20?
No, me.
No, I'm just kidding.
Blood
I don't.
coming out my ears.
Daphne, roll me a straight D20, my dear.
Yeah, hope you take the damage for this one because I don't want to die.
5.
Oh, first time.
Dragons attack. 5 dragons.
Okay. So,
yes.
With your survival check, as you were going through, steady pace, doing excellent. You think Sir Janis pulls out a map that he's happened to have of some of the islands. He says, well, we were coming from the west and we're thinking, maybe this is where we're going north, but I don't know if this is a landmark. And you're kind of looking between your both maps that you've got made and you're going, that's actually not too bad, this guy. If this guy is true enough of what he's saying, and he can tell where north is, you're making great time. You actually might find somewhere close to a landmark where you can try and start climbing. It takes a couple of hours, but you're starting to get there. And you're starting to get really, really tired now with the exhaustion. Daphne, first couple of hours, you're walking around and then you see something just off to your right. It's about 100 feet away, which is actually not too bad considering. It looks like a toppled tree, which is very curious.
I'm gonna go to the group and be like, "Can you see that? Can you see that there's a tree over there?" Like quietly, not like shouting it so that everybody the sound will travel. I'm assuming. So I'm like,
"To disappoint you, Sally, but there is a lot of trees here."
No, but the fallen one. Can you see it? The fallen one over there.
Do you want to go and see if it's perhaps hollowed out or we can sleep inside it? Or do you want to go and see what managed to topple that tree? Because I don't...
Oof. Let's go.
Maybe we should be cautious and do some stealth.
Well,
Major light
source
has just left. Yeah. Your major light source has just left to go towards this fallen tree.
I'm following because I need that light.
I will pull out my cross.
See if there's anything that can be used to raise above the ground.
Oh, yay! Thank you for the follow.
Yeah. So as you're walking across, thanks very much,
Ms.
Mency. A good friend of mine has just followed us.
And we've got David back.
Thank you very much for being our
Right, we have to sing the follow song then. Have you all been practicing?
The fall. No, I don't remember it. Oh, we have a Sir Janis de Grande back.
He's went into the green room.
He does look like he's about to make an apology video.
Yeah.
Right, your character now only has one leg, mate. Sorry, we were really hungry.
I accept that.
Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry, you're safe.
You told us which way was north.
Blind as well.
Yeah.
We ate one of his eyeballs.
Checks out.
No, he's just
I believe
half-blind.
he's good.
I think
I'm
we're
gonna
all
So we're
blame
going,
you.
I'm going
as
after a
well
hollow
in our
or a
little,
fallen tree.
Yeah.
screens.
Come in
So,
with me.
speaking of the fallen tree, as you're going over towards the fallen tree, the closer you get to it, the bigger it is. I mean, even on its side, you're talking maybe 70, 80 foot up. It is quite the distance up. However, given it, as you approach it, Ronan, which is not actually a bad idea, you could probably get on top of that. That is an 80 foot. That is an 80-foot height. That is off the ground. That's a good start to get off the ground.
Mm.
And this tree, you probably know, is maybe up to anywhere between 150 feet and 200 feet. Not even that. Sorry, 200 to 400 feet tall. Going across that, there's a good chance you might find a low-hanging branch you'll be able to start climbing some of the more vertical trees.
So just so I understand this, so 80 foot up, it's broken and it's landed sideways, so then it's like a walkway. Is that what we're saying here? Right,
Yeah,
okay,
it's kind
sorry,
of like a
yeah.
walkway. The thing being as well, you can't even see if it's broken. You can't see the trunk. You can't see the bottom. So this could be up to. It's usually 200 to 400 feet high. However, you could be in the middle. You could be close to the bottom. You can't tell because it just goes on.
Okay.
So is there any way that we can sleep here before we, travel up?
Yeah.
Give us a survival check.
I think we
Okay.
need to sleep.
All the spellcasters all desperate for the rest so they can get their spells back.
21.
Why don't you use your
Roll,
action
Sally.
surge?
Can I do a survival check and see if there's any way of getting up it?
There's a way up it. You'll be
Yeah.
able to climb that. So you don't need to roll. However, looking at it, you're trying to think of, there's usually knots in wood. Being a carpenter, having that kind of skill, you go. Sometimes there's knots in wood you can go in. There might be something that's carved in and hauled out, like the modern day. Well, I say the modern day, or in real life, woodpeckers usually burrow holes into it to try and make nests. However, that's not going to be the case. But it is high off the ground. It's a wee bit safer from anything on the ground. You'd probably still be open to flying attacks, but right now it's probably the best bet. I mean, if you walk along, you might find a nest, you might find something else. With 21 though, as you're looking across, you see something quite unusual. It looks like the beginnings of a stalk of a branch. It's quite big. It's maybe 20-30 foot round in diameter, and it looks as if it's been cut.
Cut by what?
So clean then, yeah?
Yeah, it's a clean cut.
All my senses are saying, no, don't stay here. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm tired. I want to sleep.
Well, not only that, your senses should be saying something cut through an iron oak fucking branch. Doesn't
Yeah.
happen.
That's some serious shit.
Is there any residue or maybe some kind of like fang left behind or a tooth?
No, 'cause
Nope.
it's smooth.
It is
It's almost
smooth,
like an axe
clean
gone
cut.
through it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say it
like
was an
a
axe.
saw.
Yeah. I wouldn't even
What-
say it was a saw. It's clean.
It's just something that just went smack straight through it, and no bother at all. Like, oh.
Yes.
Like a knife through butter.
Mhm.
Any
Yeah.
sawdust
see
or
when-
anything on the
And
floor?
we literally can't cut through this. With no
I'll say
tools
with that
too.
survival check, there is no sawdust. It doesn't even smell. You usually get the smell from sawing, and you can smell the type of wood it is. There's no smell coming from it. There's not even any
Can
kind
I-
of sap or anything. It's just a clean, straight cut.
Can I tell
As someone
if
who's
it's
proficient in Arcana, do I get the sense that magic was used to do this?
Give us an Arcana check.
Can I do the same thing?
Do
Yeah,
we
if you want to give
know?
them one of these can either roll twice, or one of these can roll each, or give one an advantage. Sally, what
I'll
you
give
saying?
Lee advantage.